Only on The Experience this weekend, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, with hosts Amy Chu and Ming Chen. Tune in Saturday and Sunday for great conversations with great creators and a celebration of the heritage that these creators have brought to comics. Saturday and Sunday, only on The Experience. What's up, the internet? I'm Kyle, and I'm joined, as always, by the person who's responsible for this show and the man who's held responsible for most of the things, Nick, Nicky Five Bananas.
There you go.
And he's joined today by our new best friend, the man who's solely responsible for making my life easier, our friend Rex. What's up, fellas?
Hey, guys. I was just showing Rex this beautiful Jose Luis Garcia Lopez double-page spread, and I was telling him, nothing like Tarzan throwing a villain to the lions. It does not get better than that. It's really cool. What I'm going to do real quick while Rex introduces himself is go turn off my other computer that has some us playing because I forgot to hit mute so I can watch it. So you guys chat for a second.
We won't have it. So some great art pieces that we're going to see tonight, Kyle. So Nick went into the
Nick, you got to get back here. Somebody already tried to buy your Tarzan.
Somebody tried to buy the Tarzan. All right, where's the Tarzan? I'm kidding. I got it right here. All right, so Tarzan. Let's looky. This is. Okay, so this was provided to us by, this is Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. It is absolutely stunning. It is a 2-page spread. This is the most premium piece of artwork we've offered to date. It is incredible. It's from 1976. This bad boy is 45 years old. And it is $2,500 and worth every penny. It's a great value. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez's art is just incredible. He is the artist's artist. And I really want to spend a few minutes talking about this and checking it out. So take a look.
Jordan, if you would like to retract your claim, you may.
Or Jordan, we can work on the payment plan because I trust you. Jordan was at Calf Art Live. Bill Cox, who owns Calf, ran a great event this past weekend. Jordan has some incredible artwork. Matter of fact, he and I did a trade. Jordan bought the FF last week, the 1-page that we had at that great price of $200, and he also bought the Green Arrow cover. And we did a little bit of a cash trade over the weekend, so it was really, really cool. So, Jordan, this, knowing that it's you, if you are claiming, you and I can work out a payment plan, that will not be a problem. But this is a great value. This is a great piece of art. And as Kyle said, if it's something you didn't realize was going to be here, don't worry about it, man. We're all good. Take your time, Jordan. I know you're good. So when you think about it, all right. So Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, the artist's artist, the artist who's been inked by some of the best creators in the industry, from Kevin Nolan, just to name one of my favorites. And when he inks himself, it's just incredible. This 2-page spread is just stunning, and Jordan claimed it, so I will still talk about it for a few minutes. When you think of Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, you're thinking of a creator who not only has made his mark on some of the greatest iconic superheroes, from Superman and Batman to Wonder Woman. He did the cover and the issues of DC Comics Presents 1 and 2, two of my favorite comics of all time, with The Flash, go figure. And he did a lot of work with DC doing style guides. Jose is a meticulous artist. He puts so much detail into everything he draws. He was never able to hold a monthly gig, and DC wanted to keep a hold of him. So they worked with him to do the style guides. Now, they worked with him to do the style guides for 2 reasons. One, because he couldn't do a monthly book, they had to give him work that would pay him well to keep him. They wanted to keep one of the best artists in the industry exclusive to DC. Jose has pretty much worked exclusively at DC for 50 years. Another reason why, when you think about it, when you think of the iconic Superman, the iconic Batman, the iconic Wonder Woman, there are so many great artists over the years that have touched those characters that we've grown up and loved. But when people outside the industry are looking at the characters, when you're looking at the movie people, the licensing people, the t-shirt people, they wanted someone whose artwork they could reference, and who better to reference than Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. So this is an incredible spread. I have to say, Jordan, your eye is great. This is congratulations. Congratulations.
Jordan didn't waste any time. Hopped right on it.
He hopped right on it. So that is really cool. So Rex and I are splitting up duties today a little bit. We decided that we both should show different pieces. And Kyle, which piece do you have next that you want us to go with, or do we just, is it
you just go where you want to go, man? I'm still over here just a little bit jealous of Jordan right now. I've seen that piece with you a couple of times, and I'm going, it's way out of my range, it's way out of my range, it's way out of my range. And now it's gone, and I'm angry.
Well, the funny thing is it was actually leaving regardless, because me, you, and Rex had the conversation yesterday that if it didn't go today, it was going back in the vault, and it was never, ever coming out again. It was actually going to go up on my calf. For those of you who aren't aware, there's this website called comicartfans.com. Some people call it CAF, some people call it CAF. I call it CAF. It's by Bill Cox. It's the premier original art site. You can see some great art from the entire industry, present and past. There are people like Dino Mauricio who have beautiful pages of artwork. And I you know, first of all, Jordan has beautiful art. Dino does. Fred Chamberlain does. Will Gabriel does. Thousands of fans go there every day. And I can't read in original art collecting, timing is everything. That's right, Jordan, timing is everything. This literally was the last chance. It's not up on my calf, but it was the last chance.
Yeah, well, you know, Nick knows this. I don't know if Rex knows this. I never collected original art like this until I started doing this show with you. And so I've had to have a crash course in what to look for and what to do. And you put me on, you told me to check out CAF, and just going in there and reading what people write, I've learned so much, you know, just about what to look for, what to look at, what I'm into and what I'm not. I thought there were artists I would be, you know, oh, I got to have all this guy's work. It turns out there are other artists I'd never heard of that I'm more interested in. It's, you know, it's a great place to learn even.
Well, you were talking about timing, Nick.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, I mentioned this earlier before the show started, that there's construction in our office. And because of that construction, Nick was forced to have to go through the vault and go through all the original artwork and stuff like that to move it so that the construction could take place. And I bet there was a lot of stuff that Nick found that he'd forgotten about. So the next, not just today's show, but the next few weeks, I think we're going to see some real interesting pieces.
He's taking, as the British would say, he's taking a little bit of the piss out, because I found 3 pages of Joe Quesada Ninjak art where I said, this is where I thought it was. And Rex was like, so why didn't you look for it there before? I haven't had time. So I'll have to show the Quesada. I put 1 page up on CAF. But the other thing about CAF, and I say this all the time to all my fellow CAF friends, original art friends, when you go on CAF, never be jealous of what anyone has. Always be appreciative of the art. Enjoy the art. And while we talk about value during these shows, and while we talk about what something may be worth or what the perceived value may be or where the market is at, we're in a heated market. The most important thing when it comes to original art is buy what you love. If you buy what you love, no matter what, you will always be ahead. There are people that are jealous of what other people have. Don't be jealous, be appreciative. There are people that want what they don't have more than what they do have. Be happier with what you have than what you don't have. It makes the experience so much more enjoyable. We're trying here on the experience, speaking of experience, to share our love of comics or share our love of comic related items like original art. And that's our goal. I mean, and CAF, just to bring up CAF one more time, CAF is a great community for all the fans to appreciate and get to know each other. So we come on once a week and share our shows, but the CAF audience is there 24/7. Right. Why don't you show your double page spread?
All right. 8.
There you go. Perfect. So basically, this is a blue line. This is art by Carlo Paglione, Steven Segovia. It's a mix of creators and convergence, but this page is inked by Scott Hanna. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, blue line art is when a penciler draws the artwork, scans it in, and then the inker prints it out in high definition and then inks the pencils physically. So this is blue line penciled, but physical inks by Scott Hanna. This is $450. When I bought this a few years ago, I paid $350. I truly believe, and again, we mentioned the value just to give a feel. I truly believe the value of this piece is somewhere in the $600 or $700 range. I paid $350. Rex can show right here. It says $350. You'll see what I paid for it years ago. So I'm only charging an extra $100 because if this is something you enjoy, I want you to be able to take it home, and I wanted to make it affordable. And I'd like to do a little bit better than break even after all these years. So. But this is the actual printed artwork. This is what the colorist used to color in order to help create the comic. So it's a beautiful 2-page spread. I mean, Kyle, what's your thoughts on it? Let me get your thoughts for a sec.
Well, I still am terrible at differentiating the things between a blue line and traditional pencils and inks. But the one thing I do know is Scott Hanna. I've interviewed him a couple times. I've looked at his art over and over and over again, and he adds so much to a piece. Just a tremendous, tremendous amount of work once he gets the pencils or the blue lines or whatever he's working with. He told me that he considers himself a great mimic. But I think that the truth of the matter is with Scott Hanna is that he's not so much a mimic as he's a compliment. He takes what somebody else has done, sees the vision, and elevates it to a whole nother level before, it gets colored.
I think you hit the nail on the head. He complements an artist style better than almost anyone else. There's a reason why, if you were to look at a database, Scott Hanna, a lot of Scotts in our industry. Great Scott, there's a lot of Scotts. Scott Hanna has inked more artists than any other inker in the history of the comics field. So there's a reason why so many people love Scott, and that's the reason why you see his name on so many great books. By the way, I'm going to ask everybody, if you like what you see, if you enjoy our show, please help our algorithms. Hit that like button, share us, share us whether you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and hit those hearts or hit that like button. Help our algorithms so that we can continue to bring you great comics week in and week out. But yeah, I mean, that's just a great spread. And
well, I was just going to talk about Rex. If you move your left hand towards the screen, yeah, like that. That face right there in the middle of that center panel of it, it looks like a skull. Right there in the center, like the intricacy of the ink on that, to not overwhelm it, to not make it blend in, but still make it stand out, is so like just amazing. Just tiny little brush strokes, tiny little pen strokes. And then you compare that to where the impact happens just in front of it with the giant use of empty space. And you've got this really dynamic flow to the panel. Fred's right. A good inker rarely gets the credit they deserve. A bad inker can destroy a beautiful piece of art.
That is 100% right.
Well said.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the original NFTs when you look at it. Before that was even a thing.
Well, the one thing I have heard a few inkers say, and they don't complain. What I love about someone like Scott, he may say something like this in passing, but he is absolutely consummate professional. One of the things that is harder for inkers is to ink over blue line, because you don't have, if there's a little bit of a mistake on the pencil or something that an inker can enhance, they can't change it as much. So it's a little bit more difficult. But at the end of the day, this blue line is the original art that was inked by Scott Hanna that the colorists then based their coloring on. So again, I think this is a double page spread. It's probably a $600 to $700 spread. I paid $350 a few years ago. I'm bringing it on for $450 because I want to share the value with our fans as we're building this community. We want to give back, and we want to make this a special event for everybody, and we want to make it a special event on a regular basis. So I think that's just a cool page. A cool double page spread, I should say.
Fred mentioned the cape right there in the center panel. Kind of lifted up and pulled away from his neck.
Yeah.
It's really eye-catching.
It is. It absolutely is. So we should, it's here. We'll come back to it. We should move to the next item, next piece of art, because we pulled quite a few pieces, and I will, like I said, Rex was being cute with me finding those 3 Ninjak pages, penciled by Quesada and inked by Palmiotti, one of the greatest creative teams as far as I can tell. Now, this next item, I think, may be on some levels the best value of the night. We have, now, this is the pencils, the inks, I believe I can't remember. I don't have the inks. I don't have the information. Either this issue of Batgirl was shot from the pencils, or the inks were blue line. So this is what I would consider a $350 to $400 page. When I bought this years ago, I paid $150. Check it out. You've got Batgirl, Black Canary, Huntress, Batwoman right there. Look at all the oh, great. That's even better than my showing it. Thank you, Kyle.
Well, it looks a little light on your end, so I think the fluorescent lights aren't helping it.
No,
So we'll throw it up here.
They're doing construction here, so half our
full fluorescent lights right now.
Yeah, we're at half fluorescent lights. We're not at full light. We put a couple of quick lights up because we're like, oh shoot, you know what?
It's
getting dark. We didn't realize that. So the landlord on Monday decided last week, this is funny. Last week we got an email that said that the landlord was doing beautification of the property. Now, I might be silly, but to me, beautification meant power washing the walls, working on the landscape, making it all better, more beautiful, looking at the roof. Monday, they come in and like, can you move everything 6 feet away from the front in every office? And we need to get in your office. And this is why, again, Rex was talking about me finding art. And we were like, what? Why do you need us to move everything? The power washing isn't going to knock anything down. They're like, oh no, we're replacing the entire front of every office.
Yes.
Punching through the walls. So I guess with COVID, they thought this was a good time for them to do work. And we're like, no, we have shows here. So Monday night and Tuesday night, we were freaking just moving everything out of the offices. Anyway, Glapion would have been the inker. Thank you, Fred. So probably Blue Line inks. So this is the pencils. Look at how many characters we're like I said, I think this is at least a $350 to $400 page. We're doing it for $200. Check out all the characters. That's what you think of this art? Is that what you think of this art, Kyle?
It's your lawyer calling me.
That doesn't sound like good news for you. Everybody, the reason why my lawyer is calling, and this is kind of funny too, you know what? It's live TV. You gotta have fun with it. So tomorrow, what happened now?
You misread my email.
Oh, tomorrow, this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we're doing Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month weekend with Amy Chu and Ming Chen, bringing Jay Lee, bringing Larry Hama, Janice Chang, so many great creators, and spotlighting our Asian American and Pacific Islander creators in our industry and spotlighting them. Then in June, we're doing a promotion for Gay Pride Month. And my attorney is a huge comic fan and an original art fan, and he's actually going to be one of the moderators during the panels in the month of June. So pretty exciting. But between now and tomorrow, between now and this weekend,
somebody buy this Batgirl.
If you want to, it will not break my heart if you don't. I've said this before, and I'll mention it again. I bring some of my original art up to offer because I want to be able to talk passionately about the art. I want to be able to really express how important it is, how beautiful it is. I'm not unhappy when it doesn't sell. I love my art. But at the same time, if I can influence more people to be original art collectors, that's great for the entire community. So again, Fernando Passerin, he's a Spanish artist. His artwork, he doesn't draw as much as I would like. I actually bought a complete issue of JLA Suicide Squad that Joshua Williamson wrote many years ago. Bought the complete book and the cover. I am a huge fan of Fernando's. So I want to be clear. I love this art. I think he's one of the best new artists in the industry. He's been in the industry, what, maybe 7 years? I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But I'm a huge fan of his art. I buy a good amount of his art. I think his art is beautiful. It's lush. It flows so well, which is why, when I looked at it and said, I have JLA versus Suicide Squad, I think it's number 4 plus the cover. You know what? This Batgirl page is beautiful. Maybe it's a $350 to $400 page, but I'm offering it at $200 tonight. Again, look, years ago, I paid, am I showing it right? Yeah. Is it there? Is that the right? I'm so old. Old man Nick. Oh, I see. There we go. I paid $150 years ago. So $200 today. And for fans that don't know, trust me, you might be able to buy like Jack Kirby art that says $120 from early X-Men. So, and some pages that say $20. So original art does tend to go up a little bit, and sometimes more than a little bit. So are we at the commercial break yet? Or are we just about getting there?
We're just about there. We got about 3 minutes left. So, do we want to tease people with something?
I will tease.
Well, I was gonna set you up with something. You said when Rex sent me the information for tonight, there was a piece that was priced in such a way that I went back and looked 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
I labeled it the OMG price of the night.
Okay.
Earth Annual number 2.
You have
the Robson Rocha Scott Hanna piece.
Yes.
Page 14.
Yes. There you go.
I was looking at this in the photos he sent me and looking at it going, I think they made a mistake.
No, this is the
I think it needs like
price.
4 or 5 more zeros.
No, this is the OMG price of the night. It really, really is. This is only $75. I wanted to bring something in at under $100. Look, at the end of the day, I always say this: buy what you love, buy something that you will appreciate. This is for someone who's not a regular collector or someone with a budget or just someone that would love to pick up a piece. So I wanted to bring something in at under $100. I thought this was a beautiful page that would work well. Listen, Kyle, sounds like you're going to do a better job of explaining this page than I will. So go.
Well, you look at the use of blacks and whites, in this page. The negative space says as much as the space that would wind up eventually being colored. And then you've got this random panel in the top corner where it's the opposite of every other panel on the page. Literally, the whole feel of it is like somebody else drew it. Somebody else inked it.
Yeah.
So
and it is Blue Line Inks by Scott Hanna, which is why it looks so good.
Right. And then you get down here to the bottom, and you've got the man in the cowl. Which Batman is that, Nick? Do you remember?
I do believe this may be Thomas Wayne.
That sounds right to me. So you've got a Thomas Wayne Batman in the bottom, inked by Scott Hanna. Robson Rocha original blue lines. And this whole page just draws you to this last panel where it's boom, the Batman.
Exactly.
So, guys, this is the OMG price of the night. It's $75. I spent more than that on pizza today. So, if this is a page that speaks to you, pick it up. Because if you don't, I'm going to get my pizza money back and I'm going to take it myself.
You need to call the delivery guy and say, this pizza isn't what I ordered. Delivery guy's going to be like, but 5 of the 8 pieces are gone. I know. I would have finished it all if it wasn't what I ordered.
No, he'll go, this is an empty box, sir.
That's right. I didn't like it so much, I threw it out on principle.
Yeah, Jordan, that was just poor planning on my part. I could have had a ham sandwich instead of pizzas, but I got but we're up against break. So if nobody I'm gonna throw the gauntlet down. If nobody takes this by the end of the night, it's coming home with me.
This is the doorbuster of the night. Fred would love to catch up one of these days. Absolutely. We will be back after the break.
Only on The Experience this weekend, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, with hosts Amy Chu and Ming Chen. Tune in Saturday and Sunday for great conversations with great creators and a celebration of the heritage that these creators have brought to comics. Saturday and Sunday, only on The Experience. What's up, the internet? It's Kyle. We're back. This is the Original Art Experience. I am Kyle. Nick and Rex will be back in just a second, but I want to remind you guys of a couple of things. One, we send out an email every week telling you what's happening on the Experience, including our full schedule. If you don't get that email, it's because you haven't signed up for our mailing list. You can sign up for our mailing list by heading over to comicshoppingexperience.com, and it's the only thing on the front page. Sign up for the mailing list. Two, this weekend, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, hosted by Amy Chu and Ming Chen. We just got a great guest confirmed today that we've been working on for a couple of weeks. Ron Lim is coming to hang out with us this weekend at AAPI Heritage Month celebration. And then next weekend is an event we're calling Experience Pride, where we have a bunch of great people coming on to celebrate Pride Month here on The Experience. And that event will last all month. So stay tuned for that. And you can get more information about that by signing up on the mailing list. See how that all comes back around? It's called Synergy, Nick. That's what you pay me the little money for.
Yet you can afford $75 pizzas. So I have to imagine
fair. That's fair. That was, I tried to make a joke at my own expense and it didn't work. I should just make fun of you.
I love pizza with anchovies. I mean, a lot of people do as well. But Kyle has pizza with caviar. That's why it's $75. It may not be the highest, top shelf caviar, but they brought the pizza.
All right, I got to cop to something. Hold on. The reason it was that expensive is that I may or may not have ordered enough 2 liters to get me through the next 2 weeks. So it was basically a trip to the grocery store.
So it was a little suspect. Okay.
But if you didn't see it during the break, Dash bought this piece out from under me. Our friend Dash.
What would Ron say in this situation? What would Ron say?
Oh,
Damn! That's right. Ron Simmons. All right. So we got 2 sold. All right, Rex, what do you got next? What's your next favorite piece? Nothing like, you know what, as we're going into July in a month, nothing like our greatest American symbol of freedom hugging a Nazi.
I didn't really think of it that way, but that's actually say it out loud, but hey, still, we got to do it.
So this is Captain America Super Soldier, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is Captain America Super Soldier. This is also Blue Line. It's pencils by Jesus Raiz, and it's inks by Scott Hanna. And look, this is a great book. This is a great series. This is from the Nick Spencer run. This is, I would say a $300 page. It is inks on blue line, but we are going to have it tonight for $175. And look, this was a polarizing story. There's no doubt about it. This was a polarizing story. But at the same time, if you look at Nick Spencer and what he writes and how he writes, he is in for the long tail. And when you look at just how much thought he puts into it, in my opinion, you always get a great payoff from him. So, Andrew, what's up, man? You missed the doorbuster, buddy. You missed the doorbuster, but this is a great one. There's no.
I gotta say, Nick, real quick. He held this up, and I had not looked at this piece beforehand. I just loaded up the stuff and was getting ready, and I didn't get to this one. And I remember sitting in my store, reading this issue of this book, and for 10 issues previous, everybody was like, "We don't understand what's happening with Captain America. Is Captain America secretly a Hydra agent? What's going on?" And at the same time, you had Secret Empire kind of out there looming, the Marvel event.
Right.
And I remember reading this book, and I get to this page right there. The panel Rex has centered in the middle of the page where they're hugging.
Right there, baby.
And I went, "Oh, it's a swerve."
Yep.
I'm going, this is WWE level, right?
This is new attitude WWE.
Right.
This is, what this is? This is the higher power.
I was gonna say, this is Stone Cold visiting Vince McMahon in the hospital.
Exactly. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. So I think this is classic. This is a great value. And I tell you what was the doorbuster? You're going to hate it. I'm just going to show it real quick because I don't want to take too much away from this. But Andrew, this was $75. This was the doorbuster. This was the Andrew, what I would have called the Andrew Cucinato special for $75, but this ended up being the Dash doorbuster.
But the good news is Kyle doesn't have to return that pizza.
Exactly.
Later I will, but not in the same way.
This is a family show.
Hey, I said last night on Jen's show that I studied in college how to make pretty pictures and how to make fart jokes on the radio. So
he says that as if what he just said previously better, because when he said that last night it was wrong, and now saying it again today is still wrong.
But it's incredibly accurate.
It cancels each other out.
Yeah. Okay. So if he says it twice, it's okay.
It's now company line.
Anyway, listen, let me just say one thing. Kyle acts to embarrass himself, not his employers, just to be clear. All of his embarrassing things are for himself, not his employers. Yeah, you have to be on time. You got to be on time. But seriously, this is a really good value. I think that at $175, I will tell you, when I bought this many years ago, it was $100. I have no problem telling you what I paid for it. And as time goes on, things go up in price. Again,
can you move it a little closer to the camera?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to look at that top panel.
People might want to buy it if you don't show my face. Just a little bit that way. Perfect.
Well, can I do something from his production end?
Wow. I'm just looking at all the tiny little hash marks that Scott did to shade this and just the small little fine work. It's a skill that when it leaves the industry, will never be able to be replicated digitally or any of that kind of stuff. That hash mark on the back of Captain America's, gear is just, that's so cool.
Jordan, by the way, I saw your comment. I think that's a great idea, but I wouldn't call it bargain bin because that just feels like it takes away from the art. I would call it the beginner's hour. Everything under $300, and it's the beginner's hour. We want you to original art. I think that's the best message to get out there. I think that's the best message to get more people to try it. Only because, again, I get it. People love the idea of bargain bins and they shoot for stuff. But these days, a bargain bin means that you want to think about buying a DVD player because Walmart has DVDs on sale, 3 for $1.
3 for $4.
Right? So basically, the beginner's show, I love that idea. I hope Bill does it with you. You know, I got to tell you guys, Jordan has so much beautiful artwork. And Jordan, by the way, I mean, Jordan's eye for artwork is incredible. He has more first appearances or birth pages, first appearance of a character with a power. He has more first appearances or birth pages than anybody else I know. Matter of fact, the first interaction Jordan and I had that I remember was I picked up a Rob Liefeld New Mutants 89 page from him with the third appearance of Cable. So Jordan knows of what he says. Anyway, this is a great page. The setup was great. This is the turning page. This is the swerve. And it's a really good value at $175. Again, I ask that you not buy art because you think it's going to go up. So far, history has shown that artwork does go up in price, but buy it because you will enjoy it. There is a lot of art where I have bought where I might not even be a fan of the character. Will Gabrielle, I'm not saying I'm not a fan of Cerebus, but I was never the biggest fan of Cerebus. And Will Gabrielle had some artwork by Dave Sim a few months ago where I was like, you know, that is really cool. I would never have gone out to buy it, but that caught my eye. I'll buy it. Buy the characters you love, buy the artist you love, or buy something because it catches your eye. You will never go wrong if you enjoy it. And, you know, this is one of those pages. You know what I think I'm going to do, Kyle? I'm going to do something. Let's see whether or not we can get you to spend that pizza money. I'm going to have fun with this. For tonight, I said I had $100 into it. So for tonight, and this is $250, $300, 3.25 page. We're going to do, for the heck of it, because I love driving Kyle crazy, because he drives me crazy, we're going to do $125. So $125. Now I can drive Kyle crazy. He has to change the graphics on this. So now it's 125. What little hair Kyle had on the top of his head just came out. So let's see, Kyle. This may be a page that you have to consider, or anyone else.
I think Dash is my new nemesis.
Is he really?
Dash claims his piece.
Wow! Congrats, Dash. All right. Kyle, I did it for you. You dropped the ball. Dash wins the game. Here, let's put it over here with Dash's other.
All right, sounds good.
So once we get the construction over, and I really think by the way, I think my landlord's construction people were kind of upset that we didn't move everything the second they said move everything. So I had to move everything out of my office Monday night and Tuesday night. So they started the construction yesterday. They did a bunch of it. I'm sorry, they started Wednesday. They did a little bit more yesterday. And now suddenly they couldn't finish it today. They have to come back next week. So literally it's like you were supposed to be done today. All right, you're getting even because I didn't move everything out on Monday. I see where you're going with that.
But the good news is Nick's rediscovering his collection. He's like, oh, wow.
Yes.
It's like
I never said I forgot I had
It's
something.
like going into your basement and discovering all those old family photos, going, wow, I forgot about this.
I never said I forgot about anything. All I said was, I haven't looked at this in a while. Oh, look, the Joe Quesada art is where I thought it was.
I've got a piece I want to show you that speaks to this. But before we do that, we showed a couple of 2-page spreads right there at the top.
Right.
But was there another one? For
There
maybe a
was
character that most people don't love nearly as much as I do?
Wonder Man?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a Wonder Man. This is really cool. And this is, you know, it's really weird to say this, but at this point, this is vintage art. This is Wonder Man, issue 24, page 16. Story page 12, page 16. There is an overlay here. So the overlay is for Zipatone. And for people who don't know what Zipatone is when you want to add in some extra blacks that you're not adding to the artwork. You need the Zipatone right there. But I don't think we need the Zipatone for you to appreciate the artwork. Rex, if you would not mind helping me here. Pick out this page.
Man, that is so cool.
Isn't it? Now,
and I love when the lettering is on, on these pages as well. It just adds another layer for me.
So this goes back, I would say, 30 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 30-year, 2-page spread. I paid $450 for this 30 years ago. I'm putting it on today for $500. I mean, look, Kyle's right. Not everybody loves Wonder Man. And Jeff Johnson is a great creator, but he moved into animation, so not as many people are as aware of his artwork. So I'm doing it at $500. It's my gift to you guys if you're interested. It is an incredible 2 pages of artwork, and it's just, ooh, sorry. Yeah, I was looking. I was like, yeah, I paid $450 30 years ago. But I just thought. So,
just so you guys are aware, this Jeff Johnson was one of the lead animators on The Simpsons, The Simpsons movie, Curious George, G.I. Joe Resolute, Star Wars 2 Attack of the Clones, the animated version. Like, the animated parts of that movie. That was all the guy who did this Wonder Man page.
Yeah.
Can you get a little closer with the page, please? Andrew Cucinato would like to see it. Look at that car, y'all. Like, just getting wrecked by weird space bull thing. And then Wonder Man jumping off the semi to beat it in the head.
And I know Nick would not have a problem sticking this back in the vault for another 30 years.
No. If I live that long, otherwise my nephews, I think my 2 sibling nephews would have to get one each. My other nephew will have an extra Crisis on Infinite Earths number 8 page. I think the nephew with the extra Crisis on Infinite Earths number 8 page will come out ahead.
Which one do you like better? And I'm not talking about original art.
I love all 3 of them.
Good answer. Good answer.
It just makes more sense for the 2 siblings to have this and split it. We'll see which one ends up being Kane and which one's Abel. Oh my God. I can't believe. My one nephew is so cute, so adorable, and so charismatic. I told my sister, he's either going to be growing up to be a great business person or one of the best mass murderers in the country. It's one or the other.
There you go. There's a happy thought.
Depending on the business he gets into, he could be both.
Yeah, right.
If he gets into sanitation.
Jordan took the New Mutants art to buy the birth page of Guy Gardner. That is so freaking cool. I love it. And no, Fred, not like finding a lost cousin in the basement. The lost cousin would smell after that time.
But Jordan's got this right. This is $250 a page.
Yep.
Right here on screen right now.
It's a 2-page spread. They are more desirable. They have perfection. And
but if you got to justify it to your wife or something, it's only $250 a page.
Exactly. Your wife, your husband, your significant other, yourself.
Your accountant.
Do what Nick does. Just hide it in the vault. There you go. Keep them separated, though.
You got to keep them separated.
So this is a double-page spread, $250 a page, $500. Double-page spreads do hold more value. This is an action page. It's not even like it's a quiet page. I paid $450 for this 30 years ago. it felt like 500 would be the right price for someone new who might be interested in it. So, and Rick said it best. Seriously, if this isn't for you, it's not a big deal. I have no problem putting this back away where I'll be happy enjoying it, and either in 30 years I'll be looking at it again, or two of my nephews will have this. So it's really great value.
Absolutely. So I told you guys I was going to show you something that is similar in nature. So when we went to redecorate my studio,
and Kyle, even though I like Jordan a little bit more than you, just a little. If you wanted payment plans, I'd think about it.
Anyhow, so
no more pizza.
I picked this up a few years ago at a convention from an artist that a friend of mine was introducing me to, said she was going to do big things. This is a piece called Radiohead by a very young Afua Richardson.
Nice! Oh my God! Wow!
But here's the part. I knew where this was. I knew where it was in my room. I knew where I kept it because I knew this was going to be huge. And also, how cool is this, right?
It's great.
So I opened the envelope where that was, and in the back of it is this. This is a Star Wars Rogue One blank, but it's not actually about Star Wars. It's about Alan Tudyk, who played that droid.
Wow. Deacon this in real quick.
So this...
That is beautiful.
Is by someone who nobody has heard of yet. Named Brian Vander.
It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Congrats.
I forgot I got the piece, but this is so this is K2SO.
Right.
Played by Alan Tudyk, reference to King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph, Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball.
Wow.
He was Wash on Firefly, and he was the chicken in Moana.
Wow.
That's all the same actor. I lost the piece. Had no idea where it was until I pulled it out of the back of this Afua Richardson piece.
Nice.
So never forget what's in the vault is just moral of the story.
Like I said, the good thing is that the art, those Casada pieces were exactly where I thought they were. The reason why Rex also is busting chops is because he knew how much stuff I had. That the reason why I knew where it was, but I didn't get to it, is because of how much I had in that corner of the office. Oh my God! I'm not making this any better, am I?
Necessity is forced. You finally had to go through it. And that turned out to be a good thing for everybody.
It did. So I showed the other back row, but I think you should pull another page.
We got about 5 minutes.
All right, what piece do you want to do, Nick?
I tell you what, let's do the Other Earth 2.
Okay.
Let's do the Other Earth 2. This is the Other Earth 2 page, and this is from the same annual. It's a really cool page. I paid considerably more for this, so Dash did get the best deal of the night. This is the artwork that was used as the published page, and it is $195 tonight. And this is probably a $275 to $350 page. So
another there's a 4 killer Batman shots on this page.
Yep.
And how often do you see Batman staring down the barrel of a gun like that? Not every day.
Not every day at all. And no, unfortunately, Fred, I do not have any Ditko Speedball pages. I would love some. I actually had a Speedball Joe Jusko Marvel masterpiece painting, but a friend of mine who loves Speedball really wanted it, and I paid it forward and did a trade with him because it really meant the world to him. So Speedball is a cool character outside of Civil War, obviously, before he became Penance. So yeah, now I've been fortunate in my collecting. So all right, so this one is $195. I think we're down to the last 3 minutes here.
2 minutes.
So I'm going to show Batman Eternal, number 31, page 6. This is Fernando Pasarin. This is inked. We're doing a lot of Batman tonight. This was from Batman Eternal that was written by Scott Snyder and James Tynion. This is Fernando Pasarin, inked by Matt Ryan, and Matt Ryan has inked some greats. I mean, Fernando here is beautiful. And like I said, I think Fernando, I said 7 years. I think he's been drawing more like 10 years, but because Matt Ryan's been around for a while. And Matt has inked Andy Kubert and other great creators. I think he may have inked Greg Capullo at times, quite a few high-profile creators. But this is $2.95. It's just a great action page. It's while it's 4 panels, the top 2 panels are just money shots. It's a fantastic deal. And just to show you, I can see the date. So in 2013, I actually paid $175 for it. 8 years ago, I paid $175. So,
So Pasarin's probably more like 15 years. I'm trying to do the math in my head.
I would say at least 10. At least
probably
10.
Yeah.
So
all right. Yeah, new nickname, Nikki Pay It Forward Barucci.
Thank you. And, that's very kind.
Unfortunately, guys, that is going to do it on time for us. But don't miss out. I think this same three people are going to be back tomorrow night with Comic Collectibles with Dynamic Forces. And I've seen the art for that show. I spent a lot more time staring at the art for that show. You guys are not going to want to miss out on that.
It's going to be
a fun There's some.
We've got some great shows tonight as well. Coming up next, I believe we have the Rewind. Is that correct, Kyle?
Yeah, BCU Rewind. One of the funniest shows we've ever put on the air. Coming up next, this is Morgan Iverson and Danny Quick, along with Amani from Peep Game Comics on Black Comics Universe Rewind.
9 o'clock.
And then following them, Comics Unlimited. So, and then tomorrow, starting at 1 in the afternoon, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month with Amy Chu, Ming Chen. So many great creators. Check that out. Check our social media. Check our Instagram. Check our Facebook for all that information. And we will see everybody then.
Thank you, everybody. See you at 6 tomorrow. Enjoy
Bye, guys.
See you, Kyle.